What's going on, y'all? It's Charles Graham here with the great Gabe Kunda. He is responsible for many voices that you've heard from TNT to, I want to say, you've been on CNN too, right?
Yeah, I'm on CNN. I do promos for United States of America with W. Kamau Bell.
Yo, I didn't know that was your voice, but you know how you hear a voice and you go, hey, bro, I think that's a black dude. You can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can't really tell, but you feel like, yo, I think that's a black dude.
It's me and another guy. Another guy does the voice, like the entire voice of CNN. He's a black guy, Rod Houston. And so we're deep over there.
So yeah, Grammy nominated.
Thank you.
Grammy nominated for all the anime fans with me. That Fisher Tiger, one of my favorite characters.
Oh, really? From One Piece?
Yeah, bro. Because Fisher, I feel like the fishmen are black guys. Let's just cut to the chase.
They are,
and the story is very indicative of slavery. So that the character, the passion that he had for his people, riding for his people, that was just
kind of a Malcolm X of sorts.
Yes, he was thugged out.
Yeah,
it's a thugged out fish. And then everybody's crowd favorite, Rocklock.
Oh yeah, crowd favorite, really? I guess if you've watched through the season, yeah, you could say that.
So, what got you into voice acting?
I was in a biology class. Like the teachers, I was picking on each of us to read a little portion of the book or whatever, to do a little popcorn read or whatever. And people were reading it really boring. And I was like, man, I'm gonna do this like James Earl Jones. So I started doing it. And my teacher was like, actually, this is pretty good. You should think about doing voiceover, or you should think about, not voiceover, you should think about doing the announcements for school. Okay, cool, I'll do it. So then I go up to the principal or whatever. I'm like, how can I audition to do the announcements? He's like, well, it's a whole process. Every summer we audition kids to do the announcements, whatever. I get in that. And before my audition though, I go and research announcers on YouTube. Came upon this video called Million Dollar Voices. And it's a video of Don LaFontaine, who's one of the greatest trailer voices ever.
Yes.
Now passed away, I think 2008 he passed. That's the video that got me started. So I watched that and I was like, yo, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And mind you, I was a sophomore in high school. So like that put me on that path. And since then I've been hunting on the voiceover path, and I got signed my senior year of college. And then from there, life just started going. Like I started, working on a lot of projects, Apple to Spike TV to I was a live announcer for the MTV Movie and TV Awards 2018. A lot of stuff, DuckTales, a lot of stuff. It was crazy.
Hold on, DuckTales?
Yeah, so I'm the narrator on DuckTales. There's one episode with Darkwing Duck. It's a dope one. I won't spoil it.
There's no way. How old are you? You know about DuckTales?
Oh, I'm 26.
You know what? You're right. Yeah.
About DuckTales.
What was your first project and you realized, hey, this can provide for me?
I was doing promos for a show on Spike TV, Bellator. It was a MMA show.
I remember Bellator.
Yeah, so I did the promos for like up until last year. My first check from that, like I didn't know how much money it was gonna be. I was just like, okay, it's gonna whatever. And so I do it, and then I get my first check in like professional, like SAG-AFTRA. I get health benefits and all that. So I get it. And I'm like,
we made it.
Yo, I'm gonna be all right.
I'm gonna be all right.
The thing about it is finishing up my bachelor's degree in music education, because that was my senior year when everything started kicking off. Seeing that check was like, do I need to finish this out? Because
that's a good question.
I'm making more than what I would as a teacher. So, it was interesting. But I went ahead and finished my degree and just kept doing that. And so I went right into that as a full-time voiceover.
Yeah, now, so like hearing your catalog and now knowing it's wrapped up in the fact that you do have your own project, do you feel like there's a responsibility to have a particular kind of narrative that would be important for us as a culture?
I do. I feel like Brandon and I have some sort of responsibility in that case where we have to, I think it's almost inevitable because it's a story about our experiences. I mean, it talks about a young boy who's searching for his mother. Right. Mother's disappeared and he's coming from nothing and getting into this school that's now like it's an academy of super mech pilots, and he is one of the ones out of his town who's black, who's in his academy, which would not happen You know, he doesn't have the means to do it, but he's so smart, he's so talented that he's able to get in there and make something of himself, where he becomes the top 12 mech pilots in the world. There's no other top, and this is him. That's Aaron. And so I kind of compare it to my story, like even in what I do voiceover wise, like my background, like I didn't come from much at all. My parents are from the Congo. There's a language barrier. Like there's so many cards stacked up against me. And so when I got into voiceover, I wanted to do movie trailers for a living. And I was told by everybody, I mean, there's only like 3 or 4 or 5 guys who do movie trailers, like, and they're all white bread, and they're amazing, right? They're great. Like, you recognize their voice, you know them since you were in diapers. And I was always told, man, there's only 5 guys who do it. Good luck with that. That's a far-fetched dream. That's like the Olympics of voiceover. Like I would start with this. I would start with explainer videos, do like YouTube content or whatever, and you get your hand in there, but don't really worry about the movie trailer stuff, man. That's far off. They don't even do that anymore. Some people tell me they don't even do movie trailers anymore, man. And you're too young. Like you're 24. Like get to more. And like my first campaign, I was 20. Was I 20? Yeah, I was 24. My first big major campaign was Taraji P. Henson's Proud Mary, and then Ocean's 8 that came out. Those were my first 2 big campaigns. It was massive because this 24-year-old came out of nowhere and got into this rank of like 4 or 5 white dudes who are like twice his age doing it. It was like, oh man. And so, you know, to take it back to Aaron, that hustle of getting into that top 12 rank, he's young, he's 22, like, you know what I'm saying? There's so much stacked against him, but he's able to get there and be in a super mech and like defend his entire nation. Like that's just even a portion of the story. There's so many other things. There's family trauma. There is just so many other things that are wrapped up that we as also people of color, discrimination, like all that stuff, racial injustice, all that stuff is wrapped up in this story. And so inevitably it would be a disservice if we didn't tap into that, if we didn't tell from that perspective, because it is what we live every day. So, and I think that's the thing what people resonate with is like authenticity and just like, yo, like, you know, it's cool. Yeah, you want like fairies and fantasy, and we do all that. The show is it's gonna have some of that, but at its core, it's gonna have something for you to latch onto and to eat up. We do have a responsibility, especially given the buzz around it and the feel around it. People, I can get the sense that people just, like, they keep saying, we love the mechs, we love all the colors, we love that he's black, but please make the story good.
Yeah, brother.
Please, it's the story. Yeah. It's the story, and that's what we're working on.
Is there anything that you would tell somebody who's watching you or watching this right now? This is it. Like, this is what you need to do as far as like getting to this place. You know, because people are going to always ask you, how can I be like you, or how can I get what you have? This is the thing that you really do need to focus on.
The classes and the voice classes, those are things that you have to invest in. But one of the things that has helped me tremendously is I have a dream board that I have. I have a top 3 goal deal that I write down all the things I'm trying to hit within the next year, or within the next 2 years. This is where I see myself. This is how many campaigns I see myself on. This is a show I want. Even if it's just something small, like next year, I want to do 1 video game. Like having that on a board, and the most important part about that, do not look at what everybody else is doing. Take care of your plate.
Right.
You got your food on your plate. You take care of that, grow yourself, and you hunt, you work. Oh. And you pull up. So when I first started with voiceover as well, like for commercial stuff, I didn't have money to get a voice coach. So You know what I did to learn commercial? I went on iSpot TV. They put all commercials on there, all commercials that are airing right now, all trailers. They put it on there. And I sat there, transcribed all these commercials, like wrote down the script and recorded myself reading those scripts. And try to match it to how I was seeing it on the TV, because I didn't want no excuse. I wanted to continue growing. And that's the thing with people of color, and I say specifically black people, is that we're already at a disadvantage where we don't have all the means to be able to go out there. So that's why there's not a lot of us in the industry, because first of all, we don't know and we don't have the money to get into these classes. Right. So for me, I was like, I need to find a way. And my way to be able to learn this curve is to watch these commercials, jot them down, and try to replicate what I'm hearing and pick up on some of the inflections and doing it this way. Okay, cool. And then from there, finding out, okay, what do I need to do next? Oh, I need to make a demo next. Got it. So let me work towards that. Let me find a demo producer. I found a demo producer. Great. What has to happen after that? Oh, now you have to pitch that demo to agents. Send that demo to some agency so you can get representation. They can send you audition. And once you get to the point where you've got representation behind you, it's all on you now, because you got everything at your disposal. You got the auditions. Now it's about you executing that and making those bookings come, realize those bookings. So that's what my first two things. Yeah. Like, what are your goals? Focus on that and hunt after that. Yeah. Look up every now and then to see what the trends are, but focus on you. Like, cause at the end of the day, when people, your agent's gonna call, they're gonna call for you at the end of the day. Focus on that. And also don't look at some people, they always, I get this all the time. I just don't have a deep voice. Do you know how many things I have lost because I just had a naturally deep speaking voice?
Right.
Because some casting directors that's too announcery. Some are just, that's too harsh. Nowadays, I'm seeing my scripts all the time, auditions saying, we want a unique voice. So that quirk that you have, the quirkiness that you have, no pun intended to my hero, is actually a plus. It's actually a win. So lean into that. If you have to make that into a character, lean into that, because that's what they're asking for these days. They want diversity in any way possible. They don't want the old white dude anymore. They don't want the old white chick anymore. Like, they want diversity. And you have it.
Hey, that's a perfect ending right there, bro. I mean, hey, thank you. No, for real. I'm ready. Hey, I don't even got to go to church on Sunday. No, boy, I'm ready. Straight up.
Fantastic.
You want to shout out your projects or shout out any? I know you got the YouTube as well, so.
Yeah, so Star Child, the project I'm working on with Brandon that I spoke about at the beginning, that is being pitched right now. So it's in the process. Things are working really well and they're growing really well there. So keep an eye out on that. And then I'm still working on stuff. I'm on Decadence right now for Funimation. I voice Kaburagi. And then I'm also, you can hear me on my hero. You can also hear me on Cupcraft, BEM, other shows on there, and then in Dragon Ball Super as well. Video game wise, I can't really talk about video game stuff because they haven't been announced yet. But keep my Twitter. If you're on my Twitter, keep there. Animation stuff is the same way. I can't really talk about that because it hasn't come out yet. But just keep posting my Twitter. I always post my content on my Twitter, or I post it on my Instagram, and I'm always kind of sharing what I'm doing there and what's going on as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Bro, that's the only excuse you have, for real? Oh, hell no. Just use it on me now. I'll show you I can beat death. I can't. Yeah, all right.